AB 2145. 2145, that is the community choice aggregation. Community choice aggregation. Those in support of the measure. Do we have any main witnesses in support? I know we have a lot of witnesses here, but those main witnesses in support of the measure. Okay, so why don't we do this then? For those folks, obviously, who are in support of the measure, come on up. Give us, I should say, your name, the position. Presumably, you'll be in support of the measure. If, in fact, you represent an entity, an organization, please give us that information so it's on the record. Oh, that's opposed. Okay, there we go. So those in support of the measure. Saying no support? Okay. Those in opposition to the measure. And these will be the main witnesses right here in opposition to the measure, presumably. Yes? Yes? Okay. All righty. Please proceed.
Good evening. My name is Woody Hastings, speaking on behalf of the Climate Protection Campaign, as well as the statewide coalition, Californians for Energy Choice, composed of about 150 cities, counties, businesses, and organizations, and which is adding new members weekly. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. The coalition remains in strong opposition to AB 2145. On all three key concerns that have been raised, the CPUC complaint process, the untenable 5-year rate-setting clause, and the 3-county geographic limitation, the coalition analysis finds significant new annual costs to the state and local jurisdictions, and we agree with the Department of Finances and your own committee staff analysis that find likewise. We're also concerned about this bill leading to follow-up attacks on publicly owned utilities. There are other problems with the bill, but I will conclude my remarks at this time, and once again, the coalition opposes AB 2145 as amended.
Thank you. Next witness.
Eddie Moretto on behalf of Sierra Club, California. We are taking an opposed unless amended position on the bill, and that's because our concerns with the 5-year rate projection language. We are waiting for the amendments, and when we see the new language, we can move forward, but we will maintain that position for now.
Okay, thank you. All right, next witness is, as the chairman had stated, just say your name, your affiliation, and state your position. Thank you.
Roger Roberts, Marin Conservation League. We are strongly opposed to this bill as amended.
Yeah.
David McCord, the Californians for Energy Choice, and I oppose this bill.
Barbara Stebbins with Clean Energy and Jobs Oakland, and we are strongly opposed to this bill.
Beth Weinberger for Kahila Community Synagogue of Alameda County. We strongly oppose this bill.
Ken Jones, delegate with Assembly District 10, speaking for all the delegates, elected delegates in that district, which is Marin County. We like community choice in Marin County, and we believe this is regulation for regulation's sake. It's arbitrary and discriminatory against small counties.
Thank you very much. Next witness.
Jed Holtzman, Steering Committee of 350 Bay Area, in strong opposition to the bill as fully amended.
Margaret Okuzumi, Sunnyvale Cool, strongly opposed.
Ed Mainland from, in opposition to the bill from the Sustainable Marin, Sustainable San Rafael, Sustainable Novato, and Marin Resilient Neighborhoods, because the bill is unnecessary and creates impediments to Marin clean energy, and for the many dozens of cities and counties now considering their own community choice programs.
Mr. Chairman, members, Donna Brownsey here for the National Solar Energy Industry Association. We remain opposed. Thank you.
Chairman, members, Rachel O'Brien on behalf of the California Solar Industry Association and the Center for Sustainable Energy, we remain opposed. Thank you.
Steve Wallach on behalf of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors remains opposed.
Bruce Wolf, San Francisco Clean Energy Advocates, opposed. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and members. Karen Lang on behalf of the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors. Sonoma Clean Power just launched. They're very concerned about the 5-year projections. They'd like some cleanup around that, but do thank the author for how far we've come. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Gary Crane. I'm the founding CEO and now Chief Operating Officer Relationship Technologies, a software company based in Marin. We love Marin Clean Energy. We see it as a model for the state. And speaking as a businessman, I strongly oppose 2145 on the grounds that it's anti-competition, anti-free market, anti-local control, and anything that would slow down the progress toward a fossil fuel-free California is terrible for our health. So I oppose 2145.
C.T. Weber, Peace and Freedom Party of California, Legislative Committee Chairperson. We're opposed to this bill, and if it reaches the floor, we'll send a letter.
Thank you. Next witness.
Eloise Hammond from Alameda County and many progressive organizations on behalf of people who are wondering why this bill has even been considered with 28 felony counts against a monopoly utility.
Jim Lutz, Local Clean Energy Alliance Coalition.
Can you speak a little louder, please?
Jim Lutz, Local Clean Energy Alliance Coalition of about 90 groups centered in the East Bay, and we're strongly opposed to this.
Thank you very much. Next witness.
Janice Butts, Carbon Free Mountain View, strongly opposed.
Thank you very much.
Sylvia Solis on behalf of the cities of Santa Monica and Beverly Hills in opposition. Thank you.
Eric Brooks, I'm a grassroots organizer in San Francisco that's been working full-time for 10 years to get our community choice program off the ground. It'll hire thousands over 10 years, actually building more clean energy than any other such program. This bill would prevent us from reaching out to working class communities to bring them into that model and put them to work. Please stop this bill from going forward.
Thank you very much. Any other folks in opposition to the measure? Any other folks in opposition to the measure? Okay, seeing none. Finance, you have a file.
Mr. Chair and members, Finance is opposed to this bill because it sets an arbitrary 3-county cap on CCA expansion and could disproportionately affect less populous or more geographically isolated counties. Thank you.
We do have the author of the measure here, Mr. Steve Bradford, the chairman of the Utilities Committee on the Assembly side. He did not waive presentation of this measure. I know you were here a little late, so if you want to come up, Mr. Bradford, and give testimony on the measure that you're authoring.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, and I appreciate your indulgence and allow me to make my presentation ever so briefly. I understand this is a candidate for suspense, so I thank you for allowing us to set the record straight. This bill in no way limits one's choice whatsoever. All this is a transparency bill. We're trying to provide true choice instead of true force. This bill promotes greater consumer choice and transparency for future CCA customers. Recent amendments to this bill are the following. It reinstates the opt-out standard for customers enrolling in a CCA, but limits the formation to the borders of three contiguous counties beginning in January 1, 2015. It grandfathers in any city or county that passed an ordinance to join or establish a CCA until January 1, 2015. It requires truth and rates to customers. It allows the PUC to investigate complaints against the CCA and investor-owned utilities, and CCAs are intended to provide communities with lower rates, local renewable energy, and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. In fact, CCAs are not lowering rates right now, and energy stabilization has allowed a steady and consistent, reliable rates. Again, this bill has nothing to do with the mix of what your procurement is. All we're asking you to do is make that information known. As far as the misnomer about jobs, there are no new jobs here. They're temporary jobs at best because, again, your incumbent utility is still responsible for reading the meter. Your incumbent utility is still responsible for sending you your bill. Your incumbent utility is still responsible for making any repairs for outages or infrastructure upkeep. So the real jobs are just a few that are out, really should be marketing the benefits of a CCA, but they choose not to do that. So I just respectfully ask for I vote at the time, if you feel appropriate, Mr. Chair, when this comes off for consideration of suspense.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bradford. Let me go to the committee members to see if there's any questions or commentaries. Mr. Gaines, Ms. Walters, seeing none. Mr. Hill, Mr. Padilla, Mr. Lara. Okay, we have no questions or commentaries. I want to thank you for making the time to come to briefly give some comments with regards to your bill. For the members of the audience, specifically those obviously who came here to oppose the measure, I do want to thank you for your patience. You've been here for a very, very long time. So I want to thank you for being very, very patient and waiting almost an entire day to come and testify on this committee. With regards to your feelings on this specific measure, we've had finance, so without objection, we will move this measure to the suspense file. And obviously, those who are in support of the measure and those who are in opposition to this measure will have the whole week to engage in dialogue, hopefully meaningful and constructive dialogue with regards to the policy that's proposed henceforth through this vehicle. So with that, without objection, we'll move this measure to the suspense file.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members.
Thank you, Mr. Bradford.